They didn't fall in love at first sight. In fact, Kristen Bell once admitted there were no sparks at all when she first met Dax Shepard back in 2007. She thought he just talked too much. And yet, nearly 2 decades later, their love story has become one of Hollywood's strongest. So how did a couple that almost didn't happen end up teaching the world a lesson about lasting relationships? At first, nothing seemed special. Kristen didn't even know who Dax was when they met at a party, and he didn't exactly sweep her off her feet. They briefly dated, broke up, and almost called it quits for good. But something kept pulling them back together. Instead of pretending everything was perfect, they made the choice to be brutally honest, even when it was messy. That decision set the tone for their entire relationship. Early on, they turned to couples therapy. Kristen openly admitted she could be toxic during fights, while Dax had his own struggles with commitment. He'd been in open relationships before, and Kristen has even said monogamy wasn't always easy. But rather than ignore those truths, they tackled them head-on. Therapy gave them tools to fight fair, listen better, and build trust brick by brick. And that trust became the foundation of everything. Of course, trust was tested. During the pandemic lockdowns, Kristen revealed they were at each other's throats. Parenting 2 kids while being cooped up at home almost tore them apart. Yet they survived by leaning into communication, arguing, apologizing, laughing, and repeating the cycle until they found balance again. As Dax once put it, marriage isn't about never fighting, it's about fighting smarter. But living in the spotlight brought another challenge: rumors. At one point, tabloids suggested Kristen and Dax were Hollywood swingers. Even their friends texted them, asking if it was true. Dax quickly shut it down, calling it just gossip, and Kristen brushed it off with humor. The fact that such stories circulate shows the pressure famous couples live under, but also how they've learned to rise above the noise. And then there are the little controversies that come with parenting in the public eye. From letting their kids drink non-alcoholic beer to debating bath schedules, Kristen and Dax have faced criticism for their choices. But instead of hiding, they've leaned into transparency, reminding fans that no family is perfect, and that's okay. So what really keeps them together after 18 years? For one, they celebrate each other's successes, without jealousy. When Kristen shared steamy scenes with Adam Brody, Dax wasn't threatened. He actually cheered her on. When Dax's career takes him into wild roles or unfiltered podcast moments, Kristen supports him all the same. At the core is a shared belief. Their marriage is built not on avoiding problems, but on facing them side by side. In the end, Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard prove that lasting love isn't about a fairy tale spark or picture-perfect moments. It's about trust, communication, humor, and choosing each other, again and again, through every rumor, fight, and headline. Maybe the real secret isn't finding the perfect partner, but creating a perfectly imperfect life together.